it's Alyssa. I am here with a new awkward author video, and it's been about 1,000,000,000,000,000 years since I've made one or thereabouts. I don't really have a good excuse. I just haven't made any videos. I've been busy, and I'm so busy that I'm making this video like from my car as I'm driving to do something because I don't have time. I just don't have any other time, so I'm trying to maximize the time I have available to me, which is, I guess, an author trick, or just a trick of someone who's really, really busy. So, what has been going on since I last spoke to you? I don't even remember when I last spoke to you, so I'm not really sure what all has happened since then, but one of the things I did was I self-published a nonfiction book, a how-to book, which goes with my other YouTube channel, which is like the one that people actually watch, where I talk about selling stuff on the internet. I have a lot of videos on selling on Etsy, because I sell vintage stuff on Etsy, and so I wrote a book called How to Make Money Selling Vintage Items on Etsy, and I self-published that using Amazon, CreateSpace, Kindle, that sort of thing. So it's available as a print book and an ebook, and I've been selling that to the people who watch my videos, and I guess other people too. So that's my first self-published book, my first non-fiction book. I will, through the powers of magic or iMovie, I will, post it somewhere on this video so you can actually see what the cover looks like and all, because I don't have it like handy and I'm driving a car, so probably wouldn't be a good idea to be showing off books, but whatever. Yeah. What was I going to say? I don't know what I was going to say. One of the things that somebody suggested to me, which I hadn't even thought of, was like, oh, well, you should sell signed copies in your Etsy store. So that wasn't even part of my original plan, but I was like, oh, okay, that's a good idea. Since I do have an Etsy store, this is a book about Etsy, and people like signed books, so I have those available, and they've been selling that way, which is interesting. It's not something I've tried before. I could even do that, I guess, with my other books, but I haven't been doing that because I haven't. Anyway, so that's something I've been doing, and I've been selling books that way. Yeah, I was busy. Well, not that busy, but I was out in Pittsburgh not too long ago for an event. We made, my boyfriend and I kind of made like a vacation out of it, a short vacation, not really a long vacation, but I did, there's someone like walking up here, what's going on? I did have, I was out there for the YALSA Symposium, YALSA being the Young Adult Library Services Association, part of, a branch of like ALA. And so young adult librarians from across the country and even internationally, there was a librarian there from Colombia who I met, so there were even some international librarians. We're there for this conference symposium thing in Pittsburgh, and I was there with a group of authors. We did a presentation, a panel, whatever you want to call it, at the symposium, and then we also did the night before we had that, on Friday night, we had a book signing just outside the city in Sewickley. I'm probably mispronouncing it, Pennsylvania. It was kind of cool because I did have some fans there. They were fans of my other YouTube channel, again, the one that people actually watch, and so they came out to support me, which was really, really nice. Yeah, I just, those things are like so tiring. Like, I mean, okay, we went out to Pittsburgh, we made a trip out of it, but like, if we weren't doing that, it would be kind of crazy to go all the way out there. I mean, like, Pittsburgh, I live in Pennsylvania, but Pittsburgh is basically as far away as you can get from me and still be in the same state, because I am at the very eastern edge of Pennsylvania, so it's like a 5-hour trip basically to get to Pittsburgh from where I live, which is a long trip. I mean, it's an easy drive because you're just driving highways and I don't know, Pennsylvania Turnpike and 78 and stuff, so it's not that bad, but yeah, it's still long. It's still a long trip, and I don't know, it's like, it's definitely not worth it if you were like to do the math, like financially, like how many books did I sell? Like, I don't even know if I'll sell any books out of this. I mean, the hope is that it gets your name out there and it leads to long-term stuff, but really, who knows? I mean, it was actually at the symposium, there's something called a book Blitz, which is really just a book giveaway. I didn't have to give away my copies, but my publisher, thankfully, was giving out. They provided 50 copies for librarians, so that was nice of them to do that. And speaking of publishers, I don't know the last time I made a video, so I might have already told you this, but so I am published. My first 3 books are published by a YA imprint called Flux. Now, Flux was an imprint of Llewellyn, a publisher that's been around for a while, a small publisher based out of Minnesota. What they're really known for is what I call the witchy books, so different like occult things. The Witch's Almanac is a book they put out every year, and then they have other books on that kind of stuff, new agey type stuff. So that's what Llewellyn is known for. And then they started up 2 different imprints. They started up Mystery Inc., which is an adult mystery imprint, and they started up Flux. And so when I submitted to Flux, they were still pretty new, and my book got accepted, and that was popular. And then I had 2 more books with them, Frosty Summer and Shallow Pond. Shallow Pond, I can't talk. It's early in the morning for me, and the sun is like, whatever. But anyway, so I got a notice, I guess, maybe it was the end of the summer. I don't remember when, but Flux, the imprint, had been sold off to another publisher, which I had never heard of. It was based in Minnesota. It's called It is called North Star Editions, I think. North Star Publishing, something like that. I don't even know the name of the publisher that I'm with anymore. I mean, it's still Flux. The imprint's still Flux, but then this North Star now owns them. So, and nothing's really changed on my end. Actually, like, from the email that I got, like, Llewellyn is still like distributing the Flux books, like they're still storing them in their warehouse and still handling the distribution. I don't know how that all works, but anyway, and I don't know if that'll change going forward, but for now that's how it is. Yeah, so interesting. I mean, I obviously have no control over it. This stuff just kind of happens, and when you're an author and you're published with a publisher and they decide to sell out to someone else, that's how it goes. I mean, I know a few years ago when Marshall Cavendish sold out to Amazon. I mean, that was a huge deal for people I knew who were published by them, and suddenly, like, their books were not only with a different publisher, but they were with Amazon. And this was at the time, well, it's still going on, but at the time when Amazon is basically at war with indie bookstores. So all of a sudden, these authors who had been with a regular publisher, Marshall Cavendish, were now with Amazon, and then these bookstores didn't want to stock their books because it's Amazon and it's the evil empire and all that. So it's crazy. And of course the authors had like no say in it, no control over it. It's just we're just along for the ride, I guess. But yeah, that's what's been going on in my life. I've kind of been writing, but I got all these different projects going on, and it's hard to keep up with them. I have a couple of collaboration projects I'm working on. One that we got to do some more work on it. Another one which is just in progress, and I have I don't want to say complete because it's never complete, but I have a manuscript that's with my agent right now, so we'll see what he says on that. But who knows? That's where I'm at as far as books and writing and authorly stuff, and now I'm doing the job that actually makes me money. I'm on my way to do the job that actually makes me money. It's not like a real job, but I mean I make money at it, but it's not like a traditional job. I guess I just sell stuff on the internet. Kind of weird, but yeah, I make more money doing that for sure than I do writing books. So yeah, I don't know. That seemed kind of like a downer thing to say. I don't know. I mean, I just don't have a magic formula, I guess, for selling books. Like, not only selling books to publishers, but also once they're in print, selling them to readers. And it's tough. Like, doing this promotion stuff, it burns you out, and you just feel like why am I spending all this time doing this and not getting the sales from it? And aren't there better ways to spend my time, more efficient ways to spend my time? And I don't know, you know, I like to do events, and that I like to, you know, get out there and interact with people and stuff like that. Well, to an extent. I don't want to do too much interaction. You can't see me if I block the sun like that. Anyway, but at the same time, it's also like, it's exhausting and time consuming, and, you know, it's hard to justify it in terms of what kind of income you're making as a result of doing all this. So that's just me randomly talking and stuff. I like making videos, I just haven't had time to make them. So, you know, I've said this before, I'll say, oh, I'll try to be better about, you know, making these update videos, but honestly, who knows if I will, but I'll try. That's my goal. I mean, I have like a newsletter that I was gonna like put out monthly, and it's like, when was the last time I put out one of these? So I really should put one out. I mean, I don't know. I'm bad at that kind of stuff. I wish I had like a personal assistant who could like help me do all this stuff, but I can't afford a personal assistant, so it's just me, and there's only so much of me to go around, so I do what I can, and you know, try to keep moving forward, and that's all we can do, I guess. So that's me. I'm going to finish driving here and do my work and make some money, and maybe I'll have time to write tonight, but I don't know about that. Okay guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you all again soon. Maybe. We'll see.